like when it comes to data quality, we hear that term being thrown around so much. And when you're at this scale that you're talking about, like, how do you even deal with data quality? How can you ensure that the data quality is like the highest, purest form?
It's super hard. I think the core of the answer is look at your data. Sadly, there's really no substitute for that. You'll find all sorts of horrific things happening. Like you might find that all of the tables and all of your markdown files got stripped away by whatever pre-processing you have. So the text will reference table 1 and there just is no table 1. You'll see all sorts of horrific things like that. And it's also hard to
manually looking at your data
to some extent. And if you're randomly sampling, there, at least initially, is probably enough broken stuff that you will find errors if you sit and look at your data. There is also some amount of stuff you can do at scale, but automating it is awfully difficult because every data set is ugly in its own way. Every data set needs to be cleaned in its own way. And what good data even means is going to depend on your exact problem. So there's some stuff you can do, like you put in some filtering heuristic, and that gives you a subset of your data, and then you train a simple model on it. And maybe if the number is higher than it was with a different subset of your data, you conclude that your filtering heuristic was helpful. But even that can be very difficult, because one of the things we've seen and other groups have seen is that you don't get that much signal on data quality until you're operating at pretty large scale. You need pretty good models in many cases to have data quality and or quantity become the bottleneck. So it's not something where you run it on your laptop in 10 minutes, like, oh, the SVM got 93% accuracy instead of 91, and so we trust that as a reliable signal. More like, well, okay, that was a GPU week of time on a 7 billion parameter model, and it kind of seems like it did better. And if you throw enough compute and enough experiments at it, you kind of get a feel for what's working. But the overt stuff you can be confident in is usually when there's just an outright problem that you can programmatically fix, like all the tables getting dropped.
Yeah, there's talking about the horrific stuff that happens, like when you're, doing some processing. There's also just horrific things in data sets. Like, I mean, I can't tell you, like, please, like, pay your data engineers more because they have to go through this stuff. And sometimes you just have to, like, imagine, like, getting into the depths of the internet, right? It's like, there's just some stuff in there that, like...
Just the depths of Reddit.
Yeah, these poor folks have to go through and get, figure out what to do with it, so...
So funny. We need to create the Data Engineer Appreciation Day, and we probably need 2 of those a year. It's not enough to just have one. They really gotta have 2.